Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation and some may say the world. Today I have Dan on my left, Lucas on my right, and James. James is not here. We talked it into existence last week. We said, one person won't be here, and James was the one.
And somehow it's not the people that aren't usually here.
Yeah. Look, he's got a little bit of a cold. The old man flu strikes again, I guess. But he'll be back next week, and Lucas won't. So.
Ta-da!
How you going, Lucas, mate?
Yeah, mate. Look, I'm doing pretty good. Had a cheeky weekend up in Byron for a wedding. It was beautiful weather, but Jesus, mate, Byron is something else. It is properly something else.
Different people up there as well.
Mate, the water tastes like shit. They're bottled water, they're tap water. By the way, get this right. Within 2 minutes of me getting to the place we were staying, putting our bags down, we went to the main street. The very first thing that happens to me was this drug-fucked bloke just walking past me, like just absolutely munching on his own face at about 1 o'clock in the arvo. And I was like, for fuck's sake, here we go. No joke. I kept walking down the street, probably 100 meters, turned left to go down another street, and there's this shirtless, like, old white dude, like, mid-60s for sure, absolutely drunk out of his mind, just singing in the middle of the street.
How do we know you weren't the drug fucked one, walking through the streets and saying all these random hallucinations, mate?
Oh, dude, mate, seriously, I said to Kate straight away, I said, mate, this is fucked.
This is fucked, we're moving here.
I love this place.
But, yeah, that was my weekend.
Yeah, Byron's a different world up there, honestly. Dan, mate, how you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Had a interesting Friday, if you can include that in the weekend.
Yeah.
Went and got a tattoo, if you can't see that on the camera.
Yeah, nice. So, what does it say, Dan?
It says to infinity and beyond, and then it has a couple years down the bottom there. It's a
Beautiful.
sentimental tattoo.
Very nice,
And
Dan.
then Friday night we watched footy with yourself and a couple other mates at Matty C's
Yeah.
house.
We got to see the All-Stars match.
Yeah, and then just chilled out the rest of the weekend, really.
Beautiful, mate.
Had a
Beautiful.
quiet one.
You got your big boy ID on your arm now.
Yeah, I'm over 18, guys.
Yeah, inked up, mate. Inked up.
I'm cool. I have a Disney quote on my arm.
He's a bad man. Watch out. But now we'll get into accountability, gentlemen, and we suck again. We honestly, right now, not the best form. Like obviously, I had to win last week, but look. My horse didn't even get close to a place. It just went out the back door. Didn't see it. You two did all right though.
Yeah.
Got places, I
I
believe.
think I came second, didn't I?
Second.
think I
Your
was
one
last
did all right. But we go to James's horse first before we talk about James back to $1.40. He said
He was backed into $1.26.
Yeah.
He SP'd at $1.26. I'll just start that off.
he's gone punters. I need a win. I'm desperate. Backs the favourite thing I think of the whole day.
Yeah. Basically the shortest priced runner at Flemington that day.
The good old Macram.
150 to 1.
151 storms down and beats him.
If you have 5 on that, you'd be fucking. If you had $1 on that, you'd be happy.
I'm only happy about him losing to that because I was the one who had run the multi, but we had it for a win as well in the multi, and that wasn't happening.
Nah.
But your race, any opinions in your King Colorado?
Look, I was very confident with when King Colorado peeled to the outside. Obviously, the first thing I saw was inside of him, Riff Rocket went with him at the 350, 400. Riff Rocket then obviously put about half a length on him, and I was hoping King Colorado's fitness from his first up run would have pulled that half length back, but God, Riff Rocket was just strong through the line. So look, I've had 2 seconds in a row, and I've had 4 wins to start the year. So
It's not bad.
4 wins in 2 seconds in 6 bets. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So
At least you've had a fucking win.
yeah, well that's right. That's
He's
right.
going for his new record.
Yeah.
What was my old record, like 27?
Yeah. I was on Riff Rocket, by the way, so
Well, yeah, nice.
picky
No,
winner.
fair enough, fair
Very
enough.
nice, very nice. But look now into somber times.
No, wait up. Can I just say one
Oh,
thing?
yeah, you want to shout out to someone who called us out?
Yeah,
on our
yeah.
Instagram?
So just a shout out to these blokes called the Coastal Sports Pod. Now, on I think it was in particular James's tipping video of his $1.26 favourite getting rolled. They commented, "You blokes could stop the Titanic." Now, Call it sour grapes, call it what you want, but that sounds like the bloke who followed James's tip at $1.26 and had a grand on it and got rolled. So, yeah, take that, Coastal Sports Pod.
Take that.
Enjoy that L.
Yeah, I don't think they were on Macram, to be
No, mate, they were on Jimmy Star for sure, mate.
Oh, rough for everyone. And, as I was just saying, more rough that UFC 298.
Volk.
Look, we all gave our humble opinions of Volk winning, and he did not.
I think we call that humble pie.
Humble pie.
He got humbled.
Yeah, rough. Father time does not stop for anyone, yeah. But we'll get into the other results first before we get into that fight, because that's the main fight.
For sure.
We'll just bring it up 1 second, Benters. So we got, I would say, I don't really care about the. Are you a big fan of Anthony Hernandez?
Not really, mate. No.
One of the fights of the night, though. It was
I think. I know he got fight of the night, right?
It was 1 of 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rob and Costa should have clearly got fight of the night, just one out. But anyway, look, I don't have many opinions on that, but the next fight I do for sure.
Yeah, we had Devalish-Vili. They got that
well
right.
Done, mate. Well done.
I'm good.
Hold on.
Versus Henry Cejudo.
But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure like the Devar, like VA is Wa. So
Dvalashvili. Yeah. Well,
that sounds about right.
Look, I want to be honest, gentlemen. Before this fight, I had not watched a fight from Merab. But after this fight, I'm a big fan of his work. He demolished ex-champion, Triple C.
Triple cringe.
Triple cringe. He, lifted him up at one stage, Dan, and, brought him to the middle of the octagon and just fucking slammed him while he was just smiling at, I think, Dana or someone in the crowd.
Mate, you know who he was smiling at? Zuckerberg
in the crowd.
Dude, in the second round, Merab had Henry on his back.
Yeah.
And he looked up and was talking to someone, and I'm like, who the fuck's he talking to? And then 20 seconds later, the round ends. Joe Rogan watches back the replay, and he's chatting to Zuckerberg. And then, did you not see after the fight as well? Yeah. As soon as it finished, he jumped over the cage and he was hanging over the cage and grabbing Zuckerberg and whatnot.
It's good to have billionaire friends.
Exactly.
Exactly. Be part of Facebook.
Unban me from Facebook, please. Lucas knows too well about that.
I do.
But any more opinions on the fight? You just so good.
Yeah.
The gas tank as well.
Well,
crazy.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm sure I said last week it's going to be he's going to be foot down in Cejudo's face the whole time, and Cejudo after the first round could not hang with him.
Yeah,
his gas tank is unreal. His wrestling, but it's not even his wrestling, but just his grappling, against the fence, his chain wrestling as well, where it's not just the one position. Like Cejudo might have better takedowns, but in those scrambles and whatnot, Merab would just stick to him. And he's obviously bigger and stronger than Henry as well. But, mate, try to tell me that bloke's not on some sort of EPO. Henry looked exhausted in the second round, and Merab at the end of the third, fresh as anything, mouth still closed, breathing through his nose. It was a hell of a performance.
And that would surely put him in line for a title shot soon. Surely,
mate, it should. It shouldn't look. Marlon Vera should not be.
It
should not. Not Marlon. Chito Vera. Sorry.
He's 6th or something.
And he's getting it, but I mean, I've seen a lot of Merab's. I've probably seen his last 5 fights, but and they've all gone this way. It's all decisions, but it's dominant. Yeah, very dominant.
He's definitely a force to be reckoned with in the bantamweight division.
Yep.
Now the next fight, all of us were on the hands of Steel Neil. This fight was shit. Honestly, I didn't rate it.
I was only on Jeff Neal because I don't like the cuck.
We had the luck and we had the cuck in the arena that night. But Ian Gary gets the win and remains undefeated. He calls out. Who did he call out? It was he called out fucking half the.
Far out.
I don't remember.
Now it's hold on. No, we can't go any further than this without UFC welterweight rankings because
did he call out Strickland?
No, Colby.
Colby. That's
he called out Colby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me Chaos Covington.
Yeah. He wanted to do it like on the undercard of Conor McGregor's fight as well. But,
Yeah.
look, I thought it was boring. They clinched a lot. There wasn't anything special.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It was boring. He was happy to have it be boring. He knew. Well, you know what? I saw a couple of comments like this. Obviously, or what was it? 30, 27, 29, 28, 29. So unanimous decision. I think the 29-28s could have gone either way. I think it was that. In a way, it was close. In a way, it wasn't. But yeah, God, I won't be screaming or chomping at the bit to see Ian Gary fight again. Yeah, but mate, honestly, and Joe Rogan, mate, I've loved Joe for years. His commentating and the way he jerks off certain fighters is so infuriating to listen to. Like the way at the end of the fight, he's basically acting like Ian Gary 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, 10-8.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Like it was Marab's fight.
Seriously, mate.
It's Joe Rogan's job to talk shit though. So like,
I'll tell you what. Leon Edwards, who is he? So he's versing Bilal, right? Apparently that's gonna happen. Leon versus Bilal. Ian Gary, Shavkat Rakhmonov, number one contender fight. Send Ian Gary to hell.
To the depths.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
to the cock hell.
He'll take his misses. He'll take it. But onto the next fight. Now this is what a fight. Honestly, this was the fight of the night, and I don't know how it didn't get the bonus.
Yes.
Robbie Whittaker wins by decision against Paulo Costa. Costa, I would say, only got maybe one round with that spinning heel kick that he got. That landed flush, Dan, if you didn't see it.
Yeah, I actually watched the whole fight.
Yeah, whoa.
I watched the whole
Hold on a
fight.
second.
I watched both co-main events.
Good work, Dan.
Well done, Dan. Well
On the
done.
phone while I was watching the trials.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. I am proud of you for that.
Yes.
We're actually going to go to Dan for his opinion of the fight.
It was actually a little fight. Like, Rob looked really well, but surprisingly, Paulo Costa showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said to you, you said, "Wow, he's actually here." Or was it you that said, or AJ? Someone said, "Wow, Costa's actually here," and I said, "Don't fucking say anything till he's in the cage."
He was just walking out. I'm like, wow, he's walking out. He said he hasn't got it to the cage yet.
Yeah.
It's a really good fight. As you said, the spinning head kick was fucking mean. Rob just stayed on top of him the whole fight.
Yeah. Just outstriked him the whole fight. Just technically, just better.
This is another one where Joe Rogan pissed me off big time.
Yeah.
So Rob clearly was winning the first round.
Yeah.
Yes, you can give Paulo
That significant
that significant strike, and hell, if that was only 90 seconds into the fight, into the first round, it could have been different. But it was 5 seconds to go. The exchange that happened, like after that spinning wheel kick, Rob was already getting the upper hand of that when the bell went.
Yeah.
I can see Costa giving that round. The next two rounds were not close.
Yeah.
And the way that Rogan went about trying to make it sound like it was close, it was so obviously Rob's both rounds 2 and 3. It wasn't funny.
It was.
The leg kicks, he pulverized Costa's leg to the point where he was
100%.
limping out of the cage. You see the video of him leaving the cage?
Yeah.
Limping out of the cage. Yeah. Paulo's whole shtick of getting hit clean and smiling, he did that against Izzy. He did it against Izzy in their title fight. He was getting clean hit and he was smiling until he finally got dropped and he wasn't smiling, getting humped by Izzy.
Yeah.
He's
He
got
holds damage pretty well.
That too.
That's something you can give to him. But yeah, as
he looks great though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He looked great for having 2 years off.
Yeah, 2 years out, pulls out of every fight. He looked pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely looked in better shape than what Rob did.
Yeah, but he's a fucking
Costa's
built on
always
steroids.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Have you not seen all the memes of his secret juice? Yeah, you need to get into MMA memes, dude. It's fucking good.
He's a Twitter memester.
Oh, he's a proper meme lord.
Ex memester.
Yeah, but no, like he looks great. It was a great performance from both guys. It was great to see Rob come back, get another dub. Strickland next for Rob, maybe.
Yeah. We had this conversation in the chat on the weekend, but yeah, I reckon maybe Strickland next.
Yeah.
Strickland.
Would be interesting to see him fight like Izzy or.
Yeah.
I don't think they
Duplessis.
could give him.
Duplessis is champion, but
Yeah, Rob
already
he'll
lost
need
it.
to
Wouldn't
work
go
his way
straight-
up again.
Yeah, wouldn't go straight to champ.
Yeah.
Or maybe Hamzat?
Maybe Hamzat.
Hamzat?
That's working down though. Like,
Yeah, I want Hamzat to verse Costa now. That'd be interesting.
That could do. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. But anyways, now we get into Volk. Where do we start, boys?
He got put to sleep.
He did. Look, Volk looked very, very good, and he even coming out to the ring, he just cool, calm, collected.
I'm just gonna say, like mentioning his walkout. His walkout always gives me chills. Like the land down under.
And the crowd love it.
Yeah.
Crowd love it.
No
He got the
matter where he
loudest
is.
pop for sure.
Yeah. Even in America, he still gets the crowd going.
Yep.
And look, Tapuria he stated what he wanted to do in the fight. Volk knew what he had to stop. But in the second round, he went for a blitz Tapuria and caught him with what a shot, to be fair. That right hook on his jaw put him to sleep, and he got folded like a camp chair.
It was the shot to the kidney region first that opened Volk up.
Well, that what made him pull back to the fence. But no, Volk. As I said, he was looking so good, eh?
Well, he was. I think he clearly won the first round. I mean, like we said, I'm pretty sure we said it last week. Tapuria, we knew he had the knockout power. We knew that was his big chance was probably the knockout. He hit this absolute perfect leg kick, as we were saying earlier, on the calf, mate, and the sound, and it got Volk's attention straight away. I was like, oh fuck. Then he, stance switching, a lot of kicks to the body. Yeah. But I thought Volk was jabbing his face off.
Yeah.
Jabbing his face off. But then, as you said, Tapuria, he hit that blitz. And if you blokes want to go back and have a look, Tapuria, in one of his first UFC fights, fought a bloke called Jai Herbert. He was up at lightweight for this, though. So he was up 10 pounds heavier. And he beat Jai Herbert the exact same way. He had him. He didn't blitz him to the fence. He was already up against the fence, but he threw that 1-2. He had that left to the body, and then that right hook come over the top and just absolutely cleaned his clock. Which is, the same thing that happened to Volk. But
literally got hands like Ngannou, but fighting in bloody featherweight.
Which is scary.
It's deadly for that whole division, to be honest. But I do think a lot of other fighters will have better technical skills. Like Volkanovski had a better fight IQ, better everything he was doing, but just that knockout power and the fact that Volk's also come back 3 months from getting sent to the Shadow Realm.
I think that's a very bad thing. And you know how he called out him afterwards and said, you want to do Spain? He shouldn't be doing Spain until December. I think he needs at least the rest of this year off, but then that puts him at 36 years old,
Yes.
I think he wants one final hurrah, maybe, of getting the title and sail into the sunset. I don't know.
I was reading somewhere that he hasn't dropped that title since before COVID or some shit.
He's held the title since before COVID.
Yeah. That's fucked. That's it was 1,400 days or something.
Yeah.
The longest. He had the longest. Now it's Leon Edwards who has 2 fights in how many years?
Jeez.
But
this is crazy.
Yeah, Volk, Australian legend, and
we still love you, mate.
Yeah, we still love you. We know you'll be back.
Yeah.
You'll be back. As for Tapuria, though, he called out Conor McGregor. He's also been saying, it's a new generation of fighters, new this, new that. And now I call out Conor McGregor.
Hey, Conor, where are you?
He calls fucking Volk old. What's he going to call Conor McGregor? Asian?
Yeah.
He just wants money, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you see anyone beating Tapuria in the division? They were hyping him up so much.
I think him versus Max will be very, very intriguing.
Yeah, because Max has got a fucking chin on him.
But you know what they got to do? Well, this is the thing, right? Remember a few years ago, Tony Ferguson, the absolute murderer at lightweight.
Yeah.
Everyone was scared of him. He then fights Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje kills him and ends his career, and he's lost everything since.
Yep.
What if Max is fighting Gaethje at UFC 300? Max is going up 10 pounds.
Yeah.
What if Gaethje absolutely obliterates Max, and now Max hasn't got anything anymore?
Well.
Who is there at 145 to defend for Ilya?
Damn. If this happens, fucking bring this up on the real.
Bring this up for UFC.
You know what they should do? This is what I think they should do for UFC 300. Ilya didn't suffer a whole lot of damage, right?
Couple of bruises
and whatnot. Probably sore ribs and whatnot. 2 months away is UFC 300. Michael Chandler's been waiting for Conor McGregor for how long? Right? Long enough?
Yeah.
Michael Chandler steps in for Max against Gaethje. Have Gaethje versus Chandler, and then Max fights Tapuria at UFC 300 for the title.
Wow, Dana, fucking listen to this shit, because the fight they announced, my God, I was not hyped for that at all.
What was that? Dude, I think Dana was hype either. I think Dana was
he's
blowing
like,
up.
Oh, everything else fell through. Poetan's never injured because he just fucking knocks people in.
Poetan goes and, just shoots arrows at things and he's off time.
Yeah.
If Dana needs someone, get rid of Sean Shelby, call me. I'm your matchmaker.
I think Dana should have really saved the middleweight championship for the UFC 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the bigger titles in UFC.
Some of their decisions are so stupid, eh? Like this card could have been in Sydney and it would have been huge.
Yeah.
It would have sold out quicker than it did.
Yeah.
Imagine having Rob and Volk not on the Sydney card.
But even these two fights could have been on UFC 300 and it would have made that better.
Yeah.
Imagine Volk versus... I feel like that would have been bigger than Jamal Hill and...
Yeah, I think anything would be bigger than Jamal. Jamal Hill said, I didn't know I was fighting until the morning that Dana called him. So...
Wasn't UFC 200 so big and then UFC 300 not even...
200 they had Brock versus Mark Hunt. They had heaps of good fights on that.
Look, Dana,
anyway...
Call up Lucas if you want some matchmaking.
That's right, Dana.
You suck. Now, speaking of people who don't suck, the OzTag season's back.
Yeah.
Me, James, and Dan are back playing OzTag. Lucas, very busy man, so he can't.
Very busy man.
He's got a new house, new wife, new job. He's living the life. But me and Dan, mate, we're playing some OzTag, and the Ducks are back.
The Ducks are quacking.
And look, I don't want to toot Dan's horn, but this was an intercept of all intercepts, Lucas.
Was he really a bunch of toddlers or something? What happened? Someone tell me this.
It was nudie addicts.
Yeah. So as a team, we've
we've got a history against them.
Yes.
History against this team, but they throw a pass. Actually, I'm not going to take it away from Dan's credit. Dan, you throw it away.
All right, so here I am. Right, they've just made a break. And I've run all the way down to the other side of the field to get onside. So they go one play, I'm back onside, and then they swing it wide because they're like, "Oh, Dan's on the wing."
Dan's on the wing. We got him, Gavin.
And then their big boy gets the ball, juggles it, somehow lands in my fucking hands, and I just fucking run for it. I swear I ran 50 meters. In retrospect, I ran about 20.
Yeah.
I reckon I stepped about 9 people. I didn't step anyone.
I was behind him, right? He's caught the ball. He's running top flight, which full credit to him. And I'm behind him going, yeah. I could have caught up and I could have got the ball.
I literally hear Brandon behind me going, go Dan. I literally felt like fucking very elegant running down the fucking straight.
It was a great sight to see. But yeah, look, OzTag season's back. The Ducks have won at their first game and mate, I was so unfit, to be honest.
I mean, you did play 2 games.
I played 2 games, but yeah. I'm not ready for the next game. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I had for the OzTag. I just wanted to bring it up. I'm sure the listeners want to hear how we go in OzTag each week. James with his usual 5 dummies, 5 breaks.
Dummy in the ref.
He even fooled me with one of his dummies. Yeah. I was standing next to him. He's just dummied it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
he could sell bloody ice to a fucking Eskimo, mate. Just the way he full rotates the dummy, it's crazy. You gotta watch it. Maybe someone could record it for us one time. But
I'm with you. I see.
But now we get into the NBA All Stars was on today. For you guys, it was on 4 days ago. But the East beat the West 211 to 186. Damian Lillard, the MVP, 39 points, 6 assists, 11 3-pointers. And look, I watched about half the game after work and it was pretty boring. It was just back-to-back scoring, no defense. It seemed like I've seen after interviews where it's it's free-flowing. They want it to be free-flowing. But, you want to see the competitiveness. You want to see the defense. And I know Lucas has some opinions about it, but do you think there's anything you could do to make it more exciting, Lucas?
Dude. So firstly, I want to start with Damian Lillard tries so hard in the All-Stars game because he doesn't have any like regular season accolades because he's just not good enough. That's my first thing. I'm a Damian Lillard hater. The bloke loves chucking threes, as you can tell. He made 11 3-pointers.
Yeah.
No one tries harder than him. But look, I mean, a few years ago, right, they had Team Giannis versus Team LeBron, which I think it was the exact same this year. They had a draft. So they drafted players. It wasn't just West versus East. They drafted them. And then at the end of the third quarter, both teams were given a target score to hit, right? So I think at the end of the third that particular year, they were both on like 130 odd. The target score was like 159. So the last quarter played until they hit that, which is usually only about 10 minutes anyway. But everyone locked in. Like, Giannis and LeBron were proper going at it.
Yeah.
Like they were all trying hard. Everyone was playing great defense. That is probably the best All-Star game of, like, the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But they went back to just, normal scoring games. And, mate, some of them just don't care. They don't want to get injured. They don't care. Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic were probably the two most disgraceful things I've ever seen today.
They were all taking the piss.
Yeah. Luka got an inbound pass. He was more than 3/4 of the way down the court, and he chucked it at the hoop, and nothing happened. They got the ball back down, and Damian Lillard, trying as hard as he could, shoots a 3.
Yeah,
he's probably the only bloke out there sweating. To be honest with you,
he shot. Then he took 2 shots from the halfway point and got both.
What the fuck?
he has a ridiculous range. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but yeah.
But,
whose team was he on?
East.
East.
Yeah.
He's
East. Very controversial because he's had a shocking year, and people are blowing up that he was even on the team at all, let alone starting.
Wow.
But
He hasn't played that well.
He's played shocking, dude. He's played shocking for lack of a better word. But I think I should bring in. I'm pretty sure that year I was talking about as well, the last good year, the winning team. So whoever won, like both teams had a charity.
Yeah.
Winning team was donated X amount, like 500,000 to the charity, which incentivizes them again to.
They did that this year as well.
Did they?
Like, winner got 250. The other team just 100K for their charity.
Right. So if you were the Western Conference team, or if you were the charity who was picked by the Western Conference team and sat there and watched Luka Doncic do what he did, you'd be furious.
Yeah, look.
We are sorry.
Some of the stuff they were doing there.
Luka don't care.
They were doing like hot potato on stage. They were just passing back and forth to each other.
The severe lack of defense.
No defense at all. But I did see something. Good opinion someone had to bring some incentive to it. Like, it'd be a US All-Stars versus the world, because you have that many good players in the rest of the world that could compete against
I reckon the
US.
rest of the world would smash the US. Dude. Like
the Japanese basketballers.
tell me which Japanese basketballers they are.
I swear Japan's good.
Tell me one. Tell me one.
Tell me one right now.
Tell me one ever. Good Japanese player. Go.
Don't be racist.
Yeah, be very careful what you say.
But like Doncic,
Jokic, Giannis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's
Patty Mills.
Chuck him in the team.
Even though he's retired.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Don't you hate Ben Simmons with a dying passion?
Josh Giddey.
So look.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's they've got to do something about it because mate, everywhere you went today, social media just ripped it to shreds.
They need some incentive.
Incentivize.
Maybe some money might get these guys.
Incentivize.
Incentivize. I know. Last year, Lucas, you talked about the dunk contest.
Yeah, mate. Mac McClung back to back.
I watched it. I've seen the highlights on TikTok. It was actually pretty decent.
He's a very good dunker, Mac McClung.
Wasn't the winning dunk over Shaq as well?
Yeah.
That was amazing. I like that.
And then Damian Lillard won the 3-point contest as well.
Yeah.
And then Steph Curry beat that chick.
Would you look at that?
I can't believe it.
With the celebrity All-Star game.
I didn't see that, thankfully.
They had Kai Cenat playing.
Wow.
And apparently he played really shit.
5'5" of him.
Well, Kevin Hart played it a few years ago too. So
jeez. They let anything happen over there. But I wouldn't mind NRL doing some stuff like that. That would even like a 100-meter dash or something like that.
I'd love that sort of
I
thing.
remember they used to do grand final not day, but like grand final week, they used to do like fastest,
They did, yeah.
like in a 100-meter sprint.
Everyone's scared of injuries now, so
Yeah,
the
I
clubs would
suppose.
be like, "No, I'm not going to put him in.
Yeah.
I want to save him for this." So. But
Yeah.
either way, we move off of the NBA and we move into the listener questions. Lucas, mate, we actually have a couple this week, so I'm
Yeah, I know,
happy to
very
hear.
exciting. And I've got a pretty strong opinion on a couple of them. A pretty strong opinion. Okay. Listener questions this week. Now, this is a good one. Boys, the three of us here, because James obviously isn't here. If there was a Couch Commentators Olympics, who out of the four of us would win the ghost? The ghost? Let me start that again. If there was a Couch Commentators Olympics, who out of the four of us would win the most gold medals? Why? I'm going to go to you first, Dan. Think properly about this.
Yeah, I am. Don't worry. It is a tough question when you think about it. Like,
It's got to be like all-round sports as well. Like,
Yeah, 100%. I'm thinking Olympic sports here, boys. I'm thinking Olympic sports.
like basketball. 1 man.
like swimming, like 100-meter, 100-meter run, 400-meter,
All of it. Think about
like
it.
all that shit.
Shot put, discus, javelin.
I reckon I could do shot put and discus. Like I'm a big guy.
You're a
I can
big
get
man,
my
you
body
are.
behind it. Fuck. Probably this guy.
Whoa!
Wow. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
actually, you were good at swimming.
I take great offence to that.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'll
going with
explain.
you 'cause
No, you don't have to, mate.
No, you take all the swimming medals from all the four of us.
All right.
So I
Okay.
reckon there's a lot of swimming events.
Well,
so-
he's a bit of a fucking turncoat, isn't this fella?
no,
All it took
no.
was Lucius going, I'm offended as well.
Maybe this time I might go James. But I reckon Lucas.
Yeah, okay.
He's swimming and
Brandon, what about yourself, mate?
Humble opinion. Look, as Dan said, like I think everyone has their like sports that they'll be good at. Dan, big man, so probably shot put, stuff that he gets to
weightlifting.
throw. Yeah, like be able to lift your own weight. I don't know. Then there's you swimming. I think James would be good at long distance stuff.
I'll give
like,
James long distance running,
400,
absolutely.
800. I might be able to pip you guys at 100, I think.
I agree.
'cause I can
Yeah,
just, off the
definitely.
mark, I'm just fucking like little rapid, probably gas out by 200. That's
I
why
agree.
don't
I
know
know
if
like
I'd make
5
that.
years ago my 100 meters was like 20 seconds.
I
so,
reckon I'll
like,
get. Okay, yeah, you go.
But then I also, you got swimming. I would give you probably long jump, high jump. I don't know about how good you are at throwing stuff. I don't know.
No, my
So-
shoulder would not allow
Yeah,
that.
that's
Your
right. So
shoulder
I
just
might be able to get the javelin or discus going. I don't know. But yeah, I probably would give. Oh no, you don't want to toot his horn, make his head bigger. Lucas, I think
I'm going to toot my own, bro. I'm going to toot my own head in a minute. All right. This is my opinion, boys. Now, you blokes have obviously played NRL for a lot of your life, right?
That's true.
Rugby league has been your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of my head, I could probably name about 12 different sports that I've tried and played, right? I'm not saying I'm great at all of them, but I'm good at a fair few because off the top of my head, I was very, very good at swimming. If Kyle hears this, he'd probably laugh at me if he was listening right now because Kyle would always beat me in all the swimming. I'd come second to everything Kyle did. My greatest feat was, one day when he was sick at a swimming carnival and I actually got first once, so I was very happy. Yeah, so look, I'd take the swimming, I would. I know there's tennis at the Olympics, I'd probably take the tennis. There is soccer at the Olympics, I'd probably take the soccer.
Well, look, 1v1 is soccer. Come on.
You know what I'd do, bro? I would turn my back to you, I would hold the ball, and I would walk backwards.
And then we just come in at your fucking ankles.
I reckon Dan would 1v1 you in wrestling and get you.
You know what? We need to get this. We need to get this because I think I would beat Dan in wrestling. I will tell you right now, I would beat Dan. Dan would get exhausted in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I would, honestly.
Just
I
lay on
think
him.
judo,
Just lay on him.
judo between myself and Dan would be very interesting. The eating contest would be very interesting.
Yeah. What
I
about
would outdo you all.
the new sport for flag tag, flag,
Fag tag.
flag tag,
Yeah, fag tag. The new sport breakdancing.
breakdancing as well? Who would win that?
Now, look, in all honesty, I think my versatility gets me the dub here, boys.
Yeah.
I will say that.
That's why as I think I nailed it pretty well with James long distance,
Yep.
Dan with like big man sports,
Yep.
me with like short little sprinty sports, and maybe like I can get you in rugby league if that's on the sevens.
Oh,
Maybe
you can do sevens. You can play me in sevens for sure.
Rugby sevens, but
1v1 sevens. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, that was a good question.
I like that, man. That was fucking awesome. That was a good one.
Thanks, Brandon, for that question.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Now, look, next up, next question. This is from valued listener and avid question haver, Maddie C. Okay, now, he really could have worded this question, because if you read that question right now, doesn't that confuse you a bit?
I worded it.
Did you?
I had changed it, but I now
Okay.
realised I worded
So I'm
it
going to
wrong.
say, between these two guys, so between space and our oceans, which would you rather explore the most? Brandon.
I want to see us explore space more because our oceans are very scary and like the life forms we find down there, I don't want to fucking find. I'd rather find life form at a different
Okay.
planet.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Hypothetical.
Like hypothetical, like what if there's more Brandons around? What if there's a planet of Brandons? What
fuck.
you could go
There's
to?
a planet of Brandons.
And then I win the Olympics for the Couch Contest because I get them all on my team and we win.
I've got another hypothetical for you.
Okay, yep.
Okay. What if, like you said, we do explore outer space, but instead of finding Brandons, they find those things from War of the Worlds, and like all the aliens come down in them and they start just fucking killing everything.
That'd be pretty fucked.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't like it.
Not at all.
But I do think, for our survival as a
Okay.
as a
As a human race.
human race, finding another planet that's habitable even, go there.
Yeah, cool. Dan, yourself?
I agree with Brandon because fuck the ocean. Honestly, I like swimming in the ocean, but like deep ocean, it just trips me out.
Look, bloke's got a
I
bit of
hate it.
thalassophobia.
A bit of
Yes.
thalassophobia.
Yes.
I'm surprised you know this word.
I certainly
Yeah,
do.
so I'd rather explore outer space.
I'm also afraid, like, what if they find like megalodons down there? Like, boys.
Well, you know what?
Brother.
Let me interject here, boys, because I want them to explore space. Oh, sorry.
All three.
I want them to explore the oceans.
Wow.
Because as you said, what if, I mean, what's the stat? I mean, I've heard this stat for 20 odd years that we've only explored, a few percent of the
Yeah.
ocean,
Yeah.
right? What if, as you said, what if we find Megalodon? What if old mate Cthulhu's hanging out down there, right? Think about this, Cthulhu.
Atlantis.
Yep, the
about
lost city of Atlantis.
The Loch Ness Monster?
What about Nessie? Chilling over in the loch in Scotland?
No, hear me out. All these massive sea creatures, we get them in a race.
Okay. Yeah,
And we
can bet on
the
them.
race the whole time, and we all get to bet on these. I think that's a good idea, but
Who do you reckon would win that?
Oh, mate.
Okay, here we go. Megalodon, Cthulhu, Nessie. Who wins? Who wins? Who wins the sea stakes
the sea
or
stakes.
the Pacific Ocean
This
stakes?
is a big race, and
Pacific States.
I'm a big fan of Nessie's work, and I think those like flippers it's got
Yeah.
going, it's just gonna propel itself forward. So I'm going Nessie, but Dan, who you going?
I reckon Cthulhu because he's probably just gonna fucking eat the other two.
Okay, look, let's say you can't eat. Let's say it's just a proper race. Who can get to the other side of the Pacific first?
I reckon a Megalodon would be faster than Nessie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
On
Okay.
the big animal.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I've seen so many different variations of Cthulhu. Like, does he walk? Does he swim? I don't know. I'm going to have to go with Nessie as well.
Yay!
Yeah, I think Nessie gets the Pacific Stakes.
The squat.
Oh,
You know, that's only over 1400, dude. You know, if
I
we
like how we've gone completely away from this fucking question.
If you go like
as well.
if you go like a Melbourne Cup, like a 3200, fuck,
Yeah.
mate, who knows?
He's gonna have some stamina in him.
Exactly.
so, yeah, take that, Matty C. Thank you.
We took your question, answered it, and fucking bent and arrowed.
All right, next one. Another Matty C, beauty. If there was to be another documentary like Tales of Target Town, which club would you like to see it on? I'll go first. I'm just going to get straight to the point and say the Penrith Panthers because I would love to see how... Is it?
Yep, it's called Undefeated.
Oh.
No, what's Undisputed? Sorry, on 9 now.
Well,
Not
that,
shouting out any.
that was my bet and it's done. How about you, Dan? What would you like to see? Are you wearing the jersey of who they are?
Nah,
Okay, fair enough.
that's fucking boring, man.
Okay.
I actually probably would like just to see like the rebuilding and what they're doing at the club with Fano as coach. So, yeah.
Okay, fair
I'd
enough.
say the Ragans.
How about you, Brandon?
Look, I'm a big fan of seeing pain, and I'd love to see not Tales of Tiger Town 2, but like Tales of Spoon Town. Like back to back a lot. Just like see what's going in the minds of like Justin Pascoe, Hadjibat Tellers. You get to see like a deep dive into how shit the club was run.
I wouldn't mind a season 2 of it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that would be good. Other than that, like an honest one, I would love to see Melbourne Storm, the inners of that. Like
True,
how
true.
they
Oh,
work.
yeah, 100%.
Craig Bellamy, how we can get them firing for each year and just compete so high.
Or the building of the Dolphins.
They did that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, Matty C.
Thank you, Matt.
I'll give it to Matty C. That was actually a good question from him.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I was happy with the Cthulhu one. Sure, that's what he wanted.
All right, now we head to Kyle's listener question. Thank you, Kyle. Another one, mate. Bloody love him. Boys, what is your go-to series to stream? Dan, you have a lot of time on your hands, mate. Let us know.
Honestly, I don't really watch that many series. But the series I do watch is like mostly like Marvel shows. But the one series I did like was Ted Lasso.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso was fucking awesome.
Wanker.
Wanker.
It's endearing. All right, Ted Lasso. How about you, Brandon?
I'd probably nail it down to about Brooklyn Nine-Nine's a go-to. I just love like watching that series.
Yep.
Or I do love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you haven't watched that, it's made me a Philly Eagles fan, mate. Man, I love the Philadelphians. No, it's a good show. Charlie Day's in it. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
For sure. Look, my go-to series for a comedy, it would be Arrested Development.
Yeah.
I love Arrested Development.
It's fucking hilarious.
And then anything else, Vikings, for sure. Vikings is a great show on Netflix.
I think
Bloody
that
awesome.
to watch.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's really good.
Good shout out to Sons of Anarchy as well.
Oh, yeah. Fair cool.
I haven't finished it, but I know I know how it ends.
Shout
though.
out the
So like it got spoiled to me how it ends.
Gossip Girl.
Shout out, Gossip Girl. Shout out, what other shows haven't you watched, Luke?
all the seasons of it I did watch. It was a good show. So
Yes.
Very nice.
yeah, moving on.
All right, boys. Here's a good one. If you got to coach any team in history, who would it be and why? Brandon, I'll go to you first, mate.
Ooh.
Doesn't get any sport, any team.
If I get to coach any team, I watched a documentary / movie recently, The Shooting Stars. It's about LeBron James's come up. I would love to coach that team. That I think it was his high school team, maybe.
Yeah. What's the name of his? I can't remember the name of it.
It's a green team, whatever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
From Akron, California. Akron, Ohio.
It's Saint something, maybe. I don't know.
St. Vincent's?
Yeah, it
St.
could be
Vincent's,
that.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
St. Vincent's, yeah.
But yeah, that like story of them coming through was pretty cool. It was good stuff to say, and that would be cool. Like little LeBron James teaching you how to coach. Like,
Not bad, right?
How good would that be?
Dan, what about you, mate?
So I'm going with the same sport.
Ooh,
I'm going with the Chicago Bulls. And like Jordan and that was playing like the years of the documentary
Yep.
of The Last Dance.
Yeah, okay, fair
Like,
enough.
Those years.
The first three-peat or the second three-peat, Dan?
Both.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Very nice. If I got to coach any team in history, who would it be? I'm not gonna say team. I'm gonna say stable, right? Because I'm going horse racing here. I'm gonna go Godolphin, just because like they've got unlimited monies. They've got ridiculous breeding capabilities with their monies, and to be able to breed Group 1 winner after Group 1 winner, and get the opportunity to race them, I think it'd be fantastic. And there's a lot of money in it too.
Understandable.
yeah, you'd be very rich.
You'll be printing monies.
Yeah, that's right. So that's my pick there.
Unlike our bets.
Yeah, true. Look, that's it for the listener questions this week, guys. Make sure over the next week, you guys send more through to us because we absolutely love them. So
I thought of that one like off the top of my head today. I was like, you know what? Bam, I'm gonna ask that.
well done, Dan.
We've already been proud of you once this podcast. We can't do it again.
Yeah. I've only got so much proud in me.
Yeah, I'll go fuck myself from now on.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's NRL talk. I gotta wake up.
Yeah, that's true.
Wake up, Dan. It's NRL talk, baby. NRL. Now, the first game we're going to talk about is the Indigenous All-Stars versus the Maori All-Stars. And did either of you watch the game? I think Lucas already said he did.
Yes.
And Dan was there with me. So, yes, we both watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a proud Sharks man, a Sharks fan, Braden Trindle and Nico Hines looked fucking juicy. Trindle looking really good with some some kick try assists that he was doing, which really brings hopes to my Sharks team that Nico doesn't have to be the one guy doing everything, which I'm happy about. Any players, I don't know, you thought went well, Lucas?
Honestly, mate, you sort of took the words out of my mouth. I thought Trindle was really impressive. Look, Nico, yes, as well. I thought, actually, you know what? I thought in the short playing time that he had, I thought Latrell was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't say great, wouldn't say good or anything like that, but obviously the dropped ball and then the injury, which was not too long after, I don't think. Very interesting to see, South Sydney-wise, how that goes for them. The hammer, I thought, was actually really good as well.
Yep.
Yeah, they're probably, but as you said, definitely the standout was Braden Trindle.
Yeah. I was full expecting the Maori All-Stars forward pack to just be so dominant.
I expected them to win as well, for sure. Yeah.
I just want to say, the Maori All-Stars pick of Jesse Arthurs at fullback was shocking.
Yeah, he was bad. Another person I thought was pretty average was bloody Jerome Hughes. He didn't really stand up to the occasion.
He didn't really show his X factor that he usually has.
Who else we got on this list?
Your other player that played, Britton Nakora.
Palacia was pretty good.
Yeah.
Keenan Palacia.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's his name? One we all put in our fantasy team, Xavier Willison.
Oh, Xavier Willison,
he killed it. He's definitely a buy for anyone who's playing the fantasy footy. But
Shaquai Mitchell was just there and thereabouts.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Tony Staggs was playing, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right. So, the Indigenous All-Stars, Maori All-Stars, Indigenous won. And look, promising sign for the Sharks. You know what wasn't promising? The Sharks getting pumped by 44 points. Last week I came out and said Sharks would win the preseason challenge. I was thoroughly wrong. Our depth was not as strong as I thought, but in my fairness, we didn't know what the team lists were being announced because we said it Monday the week before. Tuesday that they announced, and then I seen we had 6 NRL players. I was like, fuck, we're pretty fucked. They named their full spine, man.
Mate, I don't know, but I'm fairly certain I remember you said the strengths of the Sharks was their depth.
Yep, I did. We're up 12-0, I think, at one stage, which was
really?
good. Yeah.
Oh, yes, they were.
Yeah, right.
So similar to James's team, the Eels, they were up 10-0, and then they got pumped.
Yeah.
Dan's team, you did well for that.
We were
first.
6-all at half time.
Yeah, you guys actually impressed me. Because obviously you would have took a lot of players off, but you played really well, and you played a Flanagan style of footy where you get in the grind,
Yeah, all our NRL players went off at half time.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them, but most of them.
But then ultimately, think about it as well, it is the preseason challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times are the results just so skewed? It's not funny.
Except for one team, the West Tigers won.
The West Tigers, mate.
Have you bought the grand final ticket?
Well, look, as I mentioned after the first try, the grand final tickets were purchased.
Yes, I didn't
even think they were on sale yet.
No, mate, look, I got in contact with my mate Peter Valandis at Rugby League, NRL.
Headquarters, yeah.
Now, look, guys, hard fought win, 18-16.
Hard fought. They had 12 players.
Look, in all honesty, I thought the opening 20 minutes when we had our NRL players out there, I thought we looked fairly decent.
Yeah.
Aiden Caesar it looked like he did the job what he was brought in to do, which was, sort of lead us around the park, give us some options on the fourth and fifth tackle. Sullivan as well. I thought Sullivan was pretty good.
Yep.
Then I think about 25 minutes in, all the NRL players were taken off bar Jaden Sullivan. He was given some more time. Obviously, the send-off happened there, which I thought was definitely a send-off. Did you guys think it was?
Yeah. It was a send-off.
And then,
to be fair, you guys went down to 12 players at one stage as well, so it was only 50 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Look, obviously, you want more points scored when the other team's down, but once again, they were a lot of younger players that I don't going to be reaching the NRL first grade.
Yeah.
Some good signs for the Tigers. Some good depth, and as you said, yeah, getting that stability in the halves will work wonders.
Yeah, and obviously, I think it's been said before, Caesar's not like a 9 out of 10 player, 10 out of 10 player, but he's also rarely anything lower than like a 5 out of 10. He's always
Yeah.
usually that 6
He
or
does
7.
his job.
Yeah, always like that 6 or 7 out of 10 player, and we're happy to have that. Yeah, look, I said last week the Wars would win the preseason challenge, and they won't. The Tigers will.
Well, that's his bold prediction right there.
Very bold.
Any players or teams that impressed you other than the Tigers? Dan.
Obviously, the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights. They killed it.
Warriors Prodigal Son, RTS.
Yeah, mate. His
Fuck, he looked
defense was
good.
fucking a
Like,
machine.
It looked good seeing him back on an NRL field.
Yeah, that did get me feeling some sorts of way, seeing him back and drilling some Tigers players.
And even though the Storm lost, it was good to see Pappenhausen
Oh,
sure.
playing rugby league
in
again.
full flight, scoring that try.
Yeah. Oh, that
kick
try
over.
off that kick.
Yeah, that was
oh
good.
my god.
On another note, exact opposite side of things, who didn't impress me, the Roosters.
Yeah.
The Roosters with their full strength team that was at 24-22 with a couple of minutes to go against the Sea Eagles with late tries. And
Yeah.
Sea Eagles had
No Cherry Evans.
No one.
No Brooks.
that.
No
Yeah.
Trebojevic. Well, they had Ben.
They had Ben.
Yeah,
they had Ben,
neither of
but
the Trebojeviches. Did they have Shamole?
I don't think they, did they
No.
have Hamole?
I don't think they had Hamole either.
Yeah,
Like,
I
They
just-
had Paseka and
Tafar Sipley.
yeah, Sipley who got
Sipley.
who got put on report and is now facing 4 weeks
Yeah.
suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dom Young getting neck surgery or something like that. So, it won't be too bad. They reckon like round 1, round 2, but
Oh,
like
okay, fair enough.
he just got
Hopefully
that
he's back
crusher
from
tackle,
Vegas.
like did ligaments or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right. But yeah, they're the one team that I
Yeah.
say would
Under
Yeah.
impress me.
under impressed.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
okay,
their depth, like obviously they didn't play their full strength, but close to.
Mm.
There was some good signs for that Hughes. I know he's gonna be
Yeah.
a cheapie for
Oh,
the
yeah,
fantasy
he's
world
in.
as well.
He's in.
That's like he. Everyone had the questions over the front row. He's going to be a decent player, I think, this year. Obviously, your Prestons and those kind of players who did well. Bronson scored a try. Good to see him back and doing well as well. But other than that, Sharks impress me. When don't they? No, I was actually just sitting on the couch like, do I have to keep watching this? This isn't the Sharks I know.
Now you know how I felt all last year.
We'll be humping this flat this flat track if Nico was there. But anyways, we'll move on from the preseason challenge, and we'll go into letting you guys know something we've had fans ask us recently, and they wanted a tipping comp. So we brought in a tipping comp. You can check it down below. Check it on Instagram. Get to verse some of the elite tippers. The elite tippers. I don't forget usually halfway through a season and just give up.
Yeah, I totally don't do that either.
But I'll take it serious this year and beat you all.
That's right. That's right.
I'd love to beat all you
There's
fans.
actually there's a I started the comp today, and there's a thing where you can tick, and it says you can pick favorites or like you sports bet favorites. You can pick that automatic pick if you forget.
Oh, you
Which is
beauty.
fucking beautiful. I've done that. But you can also pick like the top of the ladder, who's higher on the ladder as well. So you can do like different strategies for if you like if you do what I do usually. Yeah. But there's some strategies out there, guys. So look forward to that. Tipping comp soon. Also join our fantasy comps as well.
Definitely. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Let's go. Now we get into horse racing. Lucas, mate, take it away.
Take my hat off for this.
Well, boys, we'll start off on a very sad and somber note. The champion racehorse, Very Elegant, has today sadly passed away while giving birth to her See the Stars foal. Unfortunately, the foal didn't make it either. So Very Elegant lost the foal initially. She was rushed to a vet hospital in Ireland where she was. From what I've heard already via podcasts and whatnot, and interviews from the owners, they reckon the veterinarians reckon that she should have passed hours before she did.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh.
and what the owner Brace Sokolsky said is just goes to show like how much of a fighter that she was. You know,
Yeah.
you look at her 11 Group 1 wins, mate. When she was headed by a horse, when something came at her, she always she dug deep and would somehow find a way to win, and she did that so many times. Look, to me, I only started watching horse racing with Winx's last ever win, which was the Queen Elizabeth Stakes back in, I think it was 2019, 2018. So the very first champion racehorse that I ever witnessed was Very Elegant. So this, hits proper close to home. It's very, very sad, for all the connections, all the fans involved. But, you saw social media today. They were outpouring everywhere from, Channel 9 News to all the racing.com articles. And just wherever you looked, there was, Varley, Very Elegant, people posting up stories of her wins and whatnot. You boys have anything to say?
Very sad day for the horsing community and world.
Yep.
And I'm sure that she'll be missed as a horse, even though she was retired already.
Yep. You still don't forget those wins, though, Dan.
Exactly,
Ultimately, mate,
bro.
that's the thing.
I can't believe. Yeah.
Unfortunately, her foal did pass away as well.
Mm.
So there goes her lineage and
Yeah.
Her progeny.
I can't believe, when you said fighting back, that's this epitome of what she did her whole career.
Yeah.
getting a bit choked up there, mate.
I'm getting teary. No, when I seen the news, I was like, wow, did not expect that. And as you said, just the outpour from all the fans was wild to see. And yeah, you feel for everyone connected, and even just the fans of horse racing.
Yeah.
Lucas, a big fan of Very Elegant, other than one race that.
Well, look, you know what? I thankfully had collected my winnings on Incentivize in the Caulfield Cup. I was on in the Melbourne Cup as well, not for a whole lot, but I tell you what, if anyone was to beat Incentivize that day, I'm glad it was the great mare herself. And I actually have a painting of Very Elegant crossing the line in that race, which will, when my house is finally built, it will be sitting proudly in the man cave on a wall there. So when that gets sorted, I'll make sure to take a photo and post that. But boys, did you guys have a chance today? What is your favourite Very Elegant memory?
Well, I was watching that video I sent in the chat because I'm not that big of a horse race fan.
Yep.
But I was watching the 11 wins, and I think the best race that I watched would have to be the one you mentioned, the Caulfield Cup.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Yeah.
That was a really good fucking race from her.
Yep.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, she beats went nice and wide, beat Anthony Van Dyke.
And the Chosen One, I believe.
And the Chosen One.
Yeah. They were coming for it right at the end and just...
It was beautiful.
Well, Anthony Van Dyke was the Spruik European horse that come over.
Yeah.
He won the Epsom Derby. He was their Melbourne Cup horse who unfortunately passed away in the Melbourne Cup as well, that horse. But, in the Caulfield Cup, he was the raging favourite, and he came at her, and we said, as she does, she stuck on and won. How about you, Brandon? What was your favourite memory?
Again, I probably did what Dan did. I knew the races, but I just had to refresh the 11 Group 1 wins. 11. There's so many. So many fight backs. I had a couple races that stood out to me, but Dan with the Caulfield Cup, that was a great race. The Winx Stakes was an amazing race that just fought back right at the end. Was it Sea of Stars? Just got in the lead, and you think it's all over. It's all over here, and then just boom, comes back, just gets the win.
Yep.
But then the one we were literally just talking about before the Caulfield Cup, the Melbourne Cup, that win, where that was one of the first races I think I told everyone, I'm Very Elegant's gonna win this race. Jump on board.
20-1.
Yeah, and then it when it does, it put the gap job on Incentivize. Incentivize injured.
Come on.
But to have that much legs in the Melbourne Cup when you've just run 32 or 3100 or whatever and just fucking gaps them all, that was something of beauty, mate.
Yeah, it was. My favourite. Well, see, it's so hard. For my birthday a few years ago, we were there for her second Chipping Norton Stakes victory there, where she was coming towards the line with about 250 to go, 300 to go. Her, Colette, and Avilius.
Yeah.
She was in the middle, Colette on the outside, Avilius on the outside. She was getting sandwiched by the Godolphin runners. It looked like Avilius was going to get the better of her, but somehow in those last 75 meters, she ended up winning by like a full neck. She came back and won by a full neck. And I remember that day, I was arguing with my father-in-law, who was all over Colette that day, and I said, "Mate, you're making the wrong decision here." That was one of my favourites. The Randvet Stakes, where she versed Adabe. They came into the straight. Tom Marquand on Adabe, J-Mac on Very Elegant, and as Darren Flindell says it, the gloves are off, toe-to-toe, blow for blow. Neck on Adabe, he's trying. She beats him.
Yeah,
one of the
was
best
amazing.
calls ever. And then, as always, the Melbourne Cup, as Matt Hill said it at the time, the darling of the turf races away, wins her 10th Group 1 and the greatest of them all, the Melbourne Cup. So, what a career she had. She will definitely not be forgotten. She won 11 Group 1s. She's up there with the greats. Sunline, Octagonal, Superimpose. Winx is obviously stands above them all. Black Caviar. You need to be a special horse to win that many Group 1s in Australia. And she did that. She was a special horse. So, yeah, Vale, Very Elegant.
Yep.
Now, boys, look on to the weekend's racing.
Ooh.
So, I'm gonna start with I think the most impressive win I've seen in a very long time in Australia. I reckon in Australian racing since off the top of my head I'd say for about 2 or 3 years, the Apollo Stakes Fangirl. That was the most effortless win I've seen for a very long time.
Speaking about gap jobs, wow.
Did you see it, Dan?
I didn't.
Oh my goodness, mate. Well, we're watching it after this.
J-Mac had one of the easiest rides he ever will. Did
Yeah.
Did he get the whip out, or did he just?
Mate, he sat there motionless. Mate.
Yeah.
He might have shook the reins once.
Yeah.
And she dropped Militarize, numerous Group 1 winner. Cascadian, numerous Group 1 winner. Think about it.
Yeah.
Numerous Group 1 winner. Lindemann, Group 1 winner. She dropped them all like a sack of spuds. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if she goes to prep unbeaten.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
J-Mac, this race, he came from far back, got the win easy, bus length, and then he tried to do it on the next race on a different horse, but that horse isn't Fangirl.
Yeah, that was on that was a light finger stakes. We'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
I think she'll go the prep unbeaten, and I think the most important thing here is 2 weeks from Saturday when she ran, will be the Very Elegant Stakes, and she is the current favourite, trained by Chris Waller, ridden by James McDonald.
Wow.
That's a get on if I've ever heard anything.
Oh, mate, that's some good odds and some good superstition. I like it.
That's what it is. It's superstition for me, really. But look, we're heading to the Light Finger Stakes. So the Light Finger Stakes was taken out by Komochi, who finally wins a nice race. She had a lot of seconds in the spring campaign. I think she had 5 or 6 in a row. Just kept getting pipped, whether that be by I Am Invincible or another classy filly. But look, Learning to Fly comes back from that injury in the Golden Slipper last year. If you guys remember that, she came. She was at the end of the field. Jockey came off. She injured herself in that, and it was her first run back. She came second. So, look, from this race, I'd take Learning to Fly absolutely. I think Komochi's going to the paddock now. Got the nice win there. But Dan, tell me you saw that race.
I can't see anything at the moment.
Brandon, did you catch the Light Finger Stakes, mate? Do you remember that
one? I did.
Or?
I wasn't on Komochi. Very rough.
You were on Tis Invincible with
J-Mac,
weren't you?
Tis Invincible. Yeah. I had a decent amount on it.
You
I'm like, he raced Fangirl. That was easy. Why? You'll do it again. Nah. But it was a great race by Komochi. Tough to see that. I think James was on it, so of course he was. Of course he was.
Right? Of course he was. Well, look, very exciting to follow Tis Invincible and Learning to Fly out of that. I think Mumbai Muse was very unlucky to finish 17 lengths last. She looked like she was going to be challenging at one point, but she pulled up a bit shin sore there, so we'll see from there. The Expressway Stakes, Buenos Noches, were you on? Very short odds.
I don't think I did, no.
So King of Sparta obviously wins the Expressway
Yeah.
Stakes. Buenos Noches is backed in from $2.30 into $1.75, backed
Wow.
as if unbeatable.
Yeah. Damn.
The barrier opens up now. Buenos Noches is a back marker, right? But I don't think anyone envisioned the way Malkovich took off. He had some rapid sectionals. I think coming into the straight, Buenos Noches was about 12 lengths off still.
Yeah.
And mate, everyone would have been tearing up their tickets. He flew home for fourth, but goodness me, the ride on Buenos Noches was
What got second, if you remember?
Coal Crusher.
That's what I was on.
Yeah.
I went rough and I was like, Coal Crusher's pretty good.
Coal Crusher is a good horse, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But
King
that
of
was
Sparta.
a horror ride. King of Sparta now goes for a quick break and then he heads off to the Quokka in WA. The Quokka's back soon, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then we had the Piero Plate for 2-year-olds at Randwick. Now, Switzerland defeats Shangri-La Express. Now, Brandon was the same ilk of me. We thought Shangri-La Express, Gay Waterhouse 2-year-old goes to the speed, leads and wins. But Switzerland did prevail by about a half length to a length there. Looking very strong. It'll be very interesting to see how he goes in the Golden Slipper coming up against the 7 or 8 horses that Gay Waterhouse has there, led by her main man, Stormboy.
Stormboy. Isn't there some news for Stormboy as well? The rider of Stormboy.
Oh, how can we forget? The rider of Stormboy. Well, since Coolmore decided to splash some cash, they've said to Adam Hieronymus, they've gone, Hippo, see you later, mate. J-Mac, get on board. Now, ultimately, that's Coolmore's decision because they've bought the horse. But you got to feel hard done by for Adam Hieronymus.
Another race you haven't put down, Imperatrice.
I mean, it is there.
Oh, it is. Oh, where's
Don't
down
stress,
there.
mate. It's coming.
Yeah,
I
was
just
gonna
went
say-
Randwick first.
Yeah, okay, fair. That's
And
fair.
off to Flemington, guys. Now, we'll start with Imperatrice.
Yeah, why not?
She wins the Group 1 Black Caviar Lightning Stakes. Now, that was probably the slowest Lightning Stakes in history to the point where Private Eye, a backmarker, led. He was ridden absolutely upside down. And I think if the roles were reversed and Private Eye had a back to follow, I think he might have got the job done here. But Imperatrice obviously eventually does at the $1.60 quote. What did you think of the race?
Private Eye, did so well. It got in front at that one stage, and that's when Imperatrice was like, okay, time to go. But Imperatrice, look, great horse. You can't fault
She's
it.
great,
It's won so many races.
Yep.
And I think we've said it before. Like, it has beat the likes of I Wish I Win.
Long time ago.
Yeah, like a while ago. We want to see the big race with it, Giga Kick, and think about it, and that's what we want to see. It has beat Giga Kick before as well, yeah.
It has been Giga Kick before, yes. Look, I know she's based in Melbourne now at Tiarkow's Cranbourne Stables. They love keeping her in Melbourne. She loves the Valley. I'm not saying she gets easy Group 1s at the Valley, but last year you didn't have the likes of I Wish I Win, Private Eye at the time. Think about it. Giga Kick. You didn't have them running around on a Friday night at Moonee Valley in a B grade Group 1. They were preparing for the Everest.
Yeah.
They were preparing for the big sprint races where she was not. The second she comes to the TJ Smith and in Sydney on April 6th, if she comes there and does this to Think About It, I Wish I Win, Private Eye again, I will be a believer. I think she's great. Don't get me wrong. She's great. I want to see her do it against those horses.
100%.
Yeah.
It's got to step up to the big plate, It's got to. There's a term that gets thrown around a lot, Luke. It's flat track bully, and you don't want to get that title thrown at you.
That's right. That's right. And I tell you what, I think Espiona from that race was massive as well, so she could be in for a nice prep. Look, the Riff Rocket. Yeah, look, you beat my King Colorado. Very upsetting. Yeah, he'll go to the Australian Guineas in a fortnight. He's the favourite. He will be hard to beat. And then, as we mentioned earlier, Jimmy Star gets rolled by Macram at 150 to 1. To be fair, Macram didn't run like his price was 150 to 1.
Yeah, no, that
he ran very well.
Somewhere, was it the owners or maybe the jockey said, I think Macram's on for a big prep this
All-Star Mile, anyone?
Yeah. Like, come on, maybe one race. Two
How good's that, eh?
races. But no, that was good. There's another race you're forgetting as well, Lucas.
Mate, I think I know.
Sale.
Are we amongst a winner?
A horse owner of note.
Hey, you own a fucking hair on its
Yeah,
tail.
mate. Look,
Brandon Leach syndications.
syndication. You know, you're talking about Godolphin, mate. This is Leach syndications already. I own a nostril hair of a horse called Cattrall. And look, a future, I think, Everest winner, future like Group 1 winner. It had a win at Sale on Sunday. It did pretty well. It stayed in the middle of the pack. It looked a little bit left and right on the straight, so we want to get that looking straight, just going straight for the line, the finish line there. But got the win, beat the favourite. We were second favourite, I think, at the end of it. But Cattrall, mate, it's on for a big future.
It was a very impressive win.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. It came away from them in the last 150 metres or so. But as you said, you know, it did a lot of things wrong.
Yeah.
Who's the trainer? Calvin and Sam McAvoy, is it?
It is
Tony and Calvin McAvoy, sorry. It is... Oh, Anthony and Sam Friedman. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the Friedman boys. Look, I thought it was a great win. They've obviously gone and gotten an easy scalp there in Sale. And look, Metro Racing, look, you could be looking at a Wednesday race at Sandown in a fortnight or so. So yeah, very impressive. We have a winner amongst us.
Keep your ears out for that, punters. Cattrall. Put it in the black book.
Well, that's horse racing for this week, mate.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. And wow, there were some good horses. I'm looking forward to this week as well. I'm sure there's some big races.
There are some big races. Off the top of my head, we've got the Blue Diamond Stakes for the 2-year-olds. Gay Waterhouse takes Lady of Camelot down south to head to the front and absolutely run. You've got Anisa, you've got Coleman, you've got Aardvark backing up. This is Melbourne's premier 2-year-old race, so it will be very interesting. Now, just quickly
looking forward.
While I'm on it, because I'm fairly sure we have another very exciting.
I reckon Lucas will be on the favourite for his top tip.
I'll be on the favourite for the Oakley Plate. Top
The
tip.
Oakley Plate.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay, well, I'm ready. I'm
Would you
all
prefer me
ears.
to
No,
stop?
let's go for it, mate.
Nah, I'm not confident yet. I need to do a bit of research. I need to do a bit of research.
Get a honey dickus.
Yeah, I'm going to honey dick you. I'm going to leave it at that. But the Oakley Plate Group 1 handicap at Caulfield, 1,100 metres, will be great to watch this weekend.
Can't wait.
Beautiful.
Now, you know, talking about bets and best bets, we have decided as a collective that we're going to move our best bets purely to Instagram. Look, I think it just kind of got a bit much when we're starting this we're recording this podcast on a Monday, and then the horses don't come out till Wednesday. We then give a bet to Dan. They get added in. It becomes a bit, I don't know, comical.
Yeah, monotonous as well for Dan, I would say.
Yeah. But look, if you guys actually liked it more, you could tell us below and we'll bring it back. But all our bets on Instagram. We're still going to hold ourselves accountable each podcast.
That will never change.
Yeah, that'll never happen. That'll never change. But look. Best bets, Instagram. Check our social medias while you're there. Facebook as well. TikTok. We're superstars on that. But anything else you guys want to add?
No.
Nothing? All right. Check out the tipping comp. Check out the NRL Fantasy, the Supercoach. Buy the hats. And we'll see you next week.
And follow our top tips.
And our top tips.
And fuck James because he's not here.
And we love you, James.